How's it going, Gone here? Gambling? It's a new minute and some brand new bans. I'm banned across 80 countries, 49 US states, and every 7-Eleven location nearby. Luckily, the nearest one is in Norway and I'm in Portugal. One saying that draws any human person is controversy. We love some little controversy, there's no shame in that. And we also love the sayings, we can't play. You already know where I'm going with this. Banned games. According to people, these are games that are prohibited from selling and owning in certain countries. Hey, sometimes the game that you're playing isn't accepted in some areas. Believe me, I know. Games are banned for multiple reasons. It can be offensive to certain cultures, too violent, too sexy, or just because. The Chinese wouldn't catch me dead playing Animal Crossing New Horizons on their country. Or heck, even this funny car is banned on the UK. Carmageddon is a 1997 game made by Stainless Games and released in various consoles such as the PS1 and later on mobile. The main focus of this game is to rack up points and money while running over pedestrians. Yeah, you just hate fun. In some European countries like Germany and the UK, the game did release but heavily censored, switching the humans for robots or zombies, so technically it didn't get banned but changed completely. But one country that did ban it was Brazil. Carmageddon caused some controversy in Brazil and was banned from the country. And Carmageddon wasn't the only one. I didn't know this, but Doom and Duke Nukem 3D were also banned in Brazil for excessive violence. Sucks to suck. Carmageddon is crazy, but Manhunt 2 might just be the most banned game of all time. Manhunt 2 is a game made by Rockstar that released on PlayStation 2, PSP and Nintendo Wii, and oh, it's one of those games. Manhunt 2 was one of the few games that received the forbidden, adults-only rating in North America, automatically making it difficult to find on release. The game was banned in Saudi Arabia, Australia, New Zealand, Germany, South Korea, Malaysia, Italy, Ireland and the UK due to its extreme violence and graphic nature. It's a stealth game focused on executions and finishers, with kills more graphic than the last. I know the game has a story, but I'm not getting into that. I already feel the Australians breathing on my neck just talking about this game. The game was a commercial flop and received mixed reviews, but it did get unbanned and released in Italy, Ireland and the UK, albeit censored and heavily altered. The rating on North America also lowered from an AO rating to an M rating, but this game was beyond saving. Gambling. I don't have any comment. Gambling is not every country's cup of tea, and that's okay. Loot boxes are the gaming equivalent of gambling, and some countries have banned that system. You know how it works, you pay some money and you receive randomly generated items in the gacha system. You may not get what you want, but that's the fun of loot boxes, spending all your life savings till you get the skin that you want. Numerous countries, primarily from Europe, have restricted loot boxes to only adults or have outright banned the whole mechanic. Some games, like Mario Kart Tour for example, were forced to remove the Warpipe gacha mechanic in favor of a shop where you can buy what you want with an in-game currency. But they're not entirely banned, only a few countries have banned the whole thing, with most places just restricting it to minors. China has banned multiple games throughout the years. Some include PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, Roblox and Animal Crossing New Horizons. Obviously. PUBG was reportedly banned from containing too much blood and gore, Roblox for anti-communist propaganda, and New Horizons cause people just couldn't play the game normally and made anti-government messages with floor patterns. But it still is sold on the Chinese dark market. Postal 2 is a 2003 FPS game, and it must have offended everyone cause it's banned in multiple countries. Malaysia, Uzbekistan, France, Germany, Sweden, New Zealand and Australia have banned Postal 2 for excessive violence and gore. Australia and New Zealand are more interesting cause the ban was lifted for both countries in 2013, but it was banned again in New Zealand in 2023 and Australia in 2024. Here's a weird one. Mega Man 5, the 1992 NES game, is banned in Vietnam. So apparently, Napalm Man, one of the main bosses in the game, had a level that had parallels to the war in Vietnam. That sucks. A game so old as Mega Man 5 being banned for a specific reason as that one is weird, and one-of-a-kind censorship. And that's what you can expect for these games. They're not always perfect and don't satisfy some people, but the Guy game is something disgusting. So the Guy game is a 2004 adult game for PS2, Xbox and Windows, and it looks like your average shovelware horny game show game in first sight. But this one is different. It actually includes underage pornography. Yes, you heard it right. Some illegal content in this PS2 game. Great. In the final levels of the Guy game, a clip of a 17-year-old girl appears, flashing her tits to the camera, and apparently, she wasn't even informed that the footage would be used to promote the game. A lawsuit happened, the studio shut down, and the Guy game was banned in the US, one of the few games that is actually banned in the United States. Compared to the other games, the Guy game is just an illegal product. This is a game you should avoid at all costs. Fortnite is another game that is banned in multiple countries, including Iraq, Indonesia, Syria and China. China is a fun example cause the game was available there for 3 years. Kinda. See, the game did release, but without microtransactions and skulls, cause that's offensive in the country. A version of Fortnite where you could get a victory royale without the need of being the last person on the map. This is weird. Fortnite China, nicknamed by the fans, shut down in November 2021, and with that, exclusive items that never made into the main game, for some reason. God, I want that penguin back bling. We've seen some f***ed up games today, but I wasn't expecting Fallout 3 to be on the list. Naughty bastard! Fallout 3, the game banned in Australia, Germany, India and Japan. That Fallout 3. The game was banned in 4 countries but for completely different reasons. Australia banned the game cause the drug morphine is referenced, but that ended up being altered internationally and the ban got lifted. Germany banned Fallout 3 because of its score, and India because of a mutant called Brahmin. Cool. And Japan because of the numerous nuclear bomb references. Understandable. Did you know Dead Space is banned in Germany, Japan and China? Yeah, no wonder. This game is the epitome of horror, violence and gore. This is the same as saying water is wet. Iran has banned a couple of games, 2 of those include the mobile games Clash of Clans and Pokemon Go, due to it encouraging violence and for security reasons respectively. Pokemon Go was a bit controversial when it released, so I get the ban, but Clash of Clans is just... Anyways, look at my village. I saved the best for last, cause these 2 games weren't banned in certain regions like the rest. Developer Silicon Knights released the games 2 Human in 2008 and X-Men Destiny in 2011. In the surface, these don't have nothing wrong, nothing worse to ban them. Well, Epic Games sees it differently. 2 Human and X-Men Destiny were developed using Unreal Engine 3, Epic Games' engine, and Silicon Knights actually misused the code for the engine in these 2 titles. So in 2013, Epic Games sued Silicon Knights, and the latter lost and had to pay Epic $4 million. In the following year, both games were delisted from digital stores and all unsold copies were destroyed. And that marked the end of Silicon Knights, cause they shut down later in 2014 with X-Men Destiny being their final release. They should have seen it coming, but what a brutal way to go out. These were some examples of banned games. Of course, this was just a portion, cause don't get me started with countries like North Korea. You can't please everyone, but it's fun to look at something inoffensive be actually offensive to some people. Like, you're telling me that Iran can play Clash of Clans? Oh, here's my village, by the way. Banned games are like a family to me. We have a lot in common. What am I doing here talking about my compatriots? Let's get down to business. I may not be able to gamble as Goncalus, but I can create my own new persona.
I don't think that's a good idea.
John Gambling here. I like to gamble and eat gambling ass. Let's gamble.